I remember the day the noise of battle thinned, not because the fight was finished, but because the Lord had given us rest enough to hear ourselves breathe again. And then the word came to me clear, unsoftened by age.
Joshua, you are old, and there remains yet very much land to possess.
Not a rebuke, a reality, a mercy, because God does not hide what remains. I looked across what we held. Hills we had walked, valleys we had crossed, cities that had opened like wounds and then gone quiet. And still, coastlands, strongholds, borders not yet touched, places where the names of other gods were still spoken without fear. So the Lord instructed me, divide the land as an inheritance, not as wages, not as trophies, as gift, received and guarded. First, I confirmed what Moses had already given east of the Jordan, Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. Their boundaries were spoken, their towns named. I traced those lines in my mind like scars you don't forget. But there was one tribe with no measured acreage, Levi. No stripe of soil to call their own. Their inheritance was the Lord, the offerings made by fire. In a land where everyone wants a border, God placed a different kind of portion. Service, nearness, a life tied to worship. Then, before the lots fell quiet into place, a man stood up, Caleb. His hair was white, but his eyes were not dull. He came to me at Gilgal and spoke of a day I could still feel in my bones. Kadesh Barnea, the spying, the fear that swallowed a generation. He said, I was 40 then, and now he was 85. He did not ask me for an easy valley. He asked for the mountain, Hebron, where the Anakim were. Giants. He said it plainly. It may be that the Lord will be with me, and I shall drive them out, just as the Lord said. Not if I am strong, not if my men are many, only as the Lord said. So I blessed him, and Hebron became Caleb's inheritance. In that moment, I understood something. The promise does not retire when the body weakens. It asks again, who will trust me now? Judah's portion was vast, its borders described like a long testimony, south to the wilderness, west to the sea, lines cut through valleys and ridges, names tumbled like stones, towns, villages, places where children would grow and bury their dead. And within Judah, Caleb's hand did not tremble. He drove out the sons of Anak from Hebron, Sheshai, Ahiman, Talmai. Then came another name, smaller, but it stayed with me. Aksa, Caleb's daughter. When Caleb gave her in marriage to Othniel, she did something bold. She asked her father for more. Not greed, not vanity, necessity. She said, you've given me land in the Negeb. Give me springs of water also. Then Ephraim and Manasseh, Joseph's sons, received their portions. Strong tribes, many men, large expectation. Their borders were declared, their cities appointed. But there was a sentence I could not forget because it sounded like a soft door not fully shut. They did not drive out the Canaanites in Gezer. They put them to forced labor. Not open rebellion, just partial obedience. And partial obedience leaves seeds in the ground. Manasseh's record carried another kind of weight, an old command remembered. The daughters of Zelophehad came forward, as Moses had spoken, and they received an inheritance among their father's brothers. A land is not only for warriors, it is for families, for the remembered, for those who step forward and say, "The Lord spoke." Then the sons of Joseph came to me with complaint. They said, "Why have you given us but one lot and one portion, since we are a great people?" They were many, they were strong, and they felt crowded inside the promise. I answered them as a leader who has learned that the land yields to faith, not to entitlement. If you are a great people, go up to the forest country and clear it for yourselves. You are a great people and have great power. You shall drive them out. Because iron is real, and so is God. And the test is always the same. Will you let what is difficult define what is possible? We gathered at Shiloh and set the tent of meeting at the center of the land. But 7 tribes had not taken their inheritance, not because God withheld it, because they delayed. So I said to them, "How long will you hesitate to take what the Lord has already given?" I sent men to walk the land, to measure it, and to return with witness. And we cast lots before the Lord, not chance, but surrender. Each tribe received its portion, some quietly, some with resistance still ahead. When the allotments were finished, only then did they give me my inheritance. Timnath-Serah, small, quiet, enough, because the land was never about me. God keeps His word down to the boundary lines. And still, not all was finished. Some drove out the enemy. Some made room for him. The Lord remained at Shiloh, faithful, at the center. A promised land can still require courage, even after the war is called over. These are the portions we must take, before God, without fear.